Good afternoon, I'm David Wendell with BushcraftOnFire, and it's good to be with you again. Today I want to look at what I carry with me in the bush every day. This is my EDC, or Everyday Carry Bag. Some people call it a get-home bag. This is a Maxpedition Remora. It was a gift from a very good friend, and I appreciate him. And this bag carries everything that I need to live in the bush. Now, the only thing I don't have with this right now is I carry a light tarp that I can carry across the top of this if I was going to be out overnight, or if I was going to be out in an area where I thought that I may have to shelter at some time. And that just connects right across the top of this with a couple of bungees. There's a little strap here. I just flip it over there. And the Remora is a real compact bag. This is the smallest bag in the Maxpedition Gear Slingers series. What it does, it just slips right over your shoulder, and you can either wear it on your side or you can push it around the back and wear it on your back. So it's a real good kit. I like a smaller kit. I carry minimal gear, and if I carry a smaller kit, I'm not as tempted to push everything into the kit that I really don't need. So what I want to do is to go through this kit with you piece by piece today and show you what I carry. Now, before I do that, let me say this. E-kits are very personal. You may carry things that I don't carry, and I may carry some things that you don't necessarily think that you would need or carry. That's okay. What it is that you're comfortable with is what you need to carry out in the bush. I want to take the pack apart one piece at a time and show you everything that I carry. On the outside, I carry just a couple of things. Number one is a little compass and thermometer. There's a little magnifying glass in here. This is just a real cheap thing by Coughlin's, but it gives me a general direction. It also has a whistle on it if I need to whistle in an emergency, and that's just attached to one of these clips. On the other end of that, there's a little Photon Light. This light has three different, it has a high, it has a low, and it has a flashing, a flashing for a signal. That'll last for a long time as it flashes, and that way you can send out an emergency signal if you're lost in the bush. So I carry that on the outside of the kit. It's easy to get to, and it just takes a minute or two. I threw a cobra stitch on there just to make it look pretty, but that attaches or just comes right off the kit if I need it off. The second is my knife. Now, this is a knife I've been carrying for about 14 or 15 years now. It's a Schrade old-timer sheath knife. This is a model 1410, I believe, and I've done a couple of things to this knife. Number one, I've just faced it up a little bit so it's nice and shiny, because I have used it for about 15 years. But this is razor blade sharp. On the handle, this is a rubber handle, and what I've done is I've taken a little piece out of there and putting a bearing block in there for my hand drill, so that I can just put this in the sheath and I can hold that in my hand and use on a bow drill as a bearing block. And that's a very sturdy, very strong bearing block. There's no resistance there, so it really starts to fire up quickly. Also, on this knife sheath, I have a little pack. Inside that pack, I just have a small Coughlin's or Doan's, I guess this is Coughlin's, a metal match ferro rod. That fits in that sleeve. And then I have about 15 to 20 foot of paracord that are hooking those two things together. It's tying that onto my sheath. So in this kit right here, I have everything that I need to live out in the bush in an emergency. And that stays with me all the time. Now, there's three main pouches on this kit. Actually, there's two pouches on the kit itself, and then there's an additional kit that I've put on the side, or that was given to me on the side, that hooks right in. This kit on the back is for your water carry, and inside of here I just have a little cup. This is a tin cup, or a steel cup, I'm sorry, that I can cook in out in the bush in an emergency. And then I have a Rubbermaid 1 quart bottle. This bottle's kind of nice. It's made from Rubbermaid. It's not really a plastic, it's kind of a rubber plastic, so it doesn't distaste the water. In front of that bag, there's another bag, and I just have a few little things in there. This is basically my personal kit. I have a compass in here, a secondary compass. This is just a lensatic compass that doesn't want to open right now. It's being stubborn for me. And I can sight things, I can see where I'm going. It gives me the direction. This is a pretty accurate compass. It's a nice little compass, and again, that's a lensatic. So I carry that with me. It's called an engineering compass. I carry a couple of bottles of lip balm, Carmex and Aquaphor, and again, those are not only good for your lip if it's a cold weather, but also, as we saw in the fire video, the tinder video, you can put these on your tinder to extend the tinder life. I also carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer. As I mentioned in the bush, it's really important to keep yourself clean. So if you don't have water, hand sanitizer is the way to go. This little bottle will last me a week or so. And I can also use this, being pure alcohol or a lot alcohol, high percentage alcohol, to start fires with as well. Then a little bit deeper in this kit, let's see what else I've got in here. I'll pull things out of here that'll surprise me. I've got a little bit of more lip balm. That's just in a hard form instead of liquid. Then I carry two sharpeners with me for knife sharpening. This is just a flat diamond stone. It also has a hook grade in here, so I can put a hook in there and sharpen up a hook. And that comes in a little leather pouch. And I carry that with me, as well as this little sharpening stick. This is just a easy lap sharpening stick. It's flat on one side, it's rounded on the other, and this too has a part that you can sharpen hooks in there. So these help me sharpen all the different blades that I have out in the bush. Okay, I also have in here a little mini Maglite, and this is a good little flashlight. It'll really light up the bush, especially when it's dark. People think you need an ultra bright light out in the bush, but in truth it's very, very dark in the bush normally, so you don't need something that's near as bright as a lot of people get it. You know, I see people carry these million candle power flashlights out there, and all that does is waste on bulbs. You can get away with the Photon Light, really. The rest of this pack is simply a pen that I have adapted. Now what I did was I took a pen, this is just a standard little Bic pen, I put a cap on the other end, but I cut the back end off of here. I took out that little blue tab and I put a pencil in there. So this is a pencil on one end and a pen on the other. They fit together real nicely and give me writing utensils out in the bush. And the other thing that I carry in here, this is P38 Can Opener. That's good for a lot of things. I can use this for an emergency knife if I need. I can use it for a fire striker. I can use it to open cans. And then I also have a nail. We saw this nail in use in a couple other videos, and it's good to have this is a 10-penny nail. It's good to have a good solid 10-penny nail with you. There's lots of things you can do with it. And then I have a magnet. This magnet actually comes from a hard drive on a computer, and I can use that magnet to take and to make needles into magnets so that they can act as a compass or all different things that you can use a magnet for. I do carry that out with me in my pack. It doesn't weigh anything. And finally, my file. My file is what I use for a striker on flint and steel. I have a fancy striker, but I don't carry it usually. I usually carry this file with me. It works real well. I've worn it into exactly where I know where I want it to be. So that's the first pack on the Remora. Now we'll get to the main